Last KC here. Surely on our way out we get something. Oh my, no way. Summer sweep up updates were a massive haul of updates added to the game, but we're going to be focusing on Phosanis Nightmare. That's because, you know, as you can see, we only have one Inquisitor's piece on us, and that's the chestplate. We do, however, also have the mace, but we're missing the Inquisitor's helm, the Inquisitor's skirt, as well as the Nightmare orbs. Although we do have one Nightmare staff, so that's good. Either way, they massively changed Phosanis Nightmare by removing a whole phase. They say that you effectively start the fight on P2, so let's go ahead and check that out. There's a few other adjustments they made to Phosanis Nightmare as well. One such thing is that you do respawn right outside of this pool of nightmares if you do die. So that way you don't have to make the long run back. Now, it's been a while since I last did Phosanis Nightmare, so this could go poorly, but let's just see how it goes. Well, to start off with, we're on the wrong spellbook, but it's a good thing we have our MAXED GIM on us, so let's go ahead and swap to the Archaea spellbook. Now, for us, we don't have a Void Waker, which would be the most ideal spec weapon, so in place of that, I decided to Elder Maul every phase instead. We got our Thrall going, the Husker out, so let's Death Charge. We do have double Death Charge now from Yama, so that's pretty exciting to try out as well. So they removed a whole phase to the Phosanis Nightmare, but they did not touch the drop table at all. Essentially, you're just going to get more loot per hour on average, just because the fight is shortened. Okay, this was actually poor timing. Hopefully we can get away with this. But you can see after just one phase, there's actually 2 Sleepwalkers. Now, I think we got rid of one there. We're going to take massive damage off of the other. If both crept in, we're just going to die right here. Luckily, we don't. Get another Elder Maul spec going. Now, on this account, I am Master Combat Achievement tier. And one thing I noticed is that they implemented the Grandmaster tier thrall time. Or rather, they adjusted the Grandmaster thrall time to be rewarded at Master tier. I think the logic behind that is that they didn't want to punish people whenever, or punish Grandmasters more specifically, whenever new content came out. At least that's my understanding of things. And well, yeah, so I definitely planked on purpose to showcase the fact that you get TP'd out here now, so yeah. We're heading back there now, and I just want to say that this inventory setup I've cooked up, I made this setup right after I got the Inquisitor's Mace, and truthfully, I didn't do very much Phosanis Nightmare after that, so I don't actually know how effective this setup is. We're going to have to see. And of course, like I said, it doesn't help that I haven't done Phosanis Nightmare in quite some time. Again, double Death Charge, so we get from 50 to 80 spec off of the husk spawns. That makes me question whether or not a Light Bearer is worth using now. Let's make sure we click on Augury here and not Mystic Vigor. I have a tendency to click on Mystic Vigor now because of my other account that I play. The other account in question is also in my GIM group, so I essentially dolo GIM, and that account is a 50 defense, 63 prayer, 82 attack account. And before I die, let me just try and get rid of these husks real quick, and let's eat our anglers to safe up. Okay, things are going very poorly as I'm trying to talk and do Phosanis at the same time. We're gonna have to dip into our brews here. And by brew, I mean I only brought the one. And we're also going to have to redivine here. I'm going to try to put a bit more focus into this so that I don't have to die or TP out. Well, that was very awkward because I meant to click to dodge the void that was underneath me, but I also happened to click on the parasite that spawned right on me, so I didn't move. It's a good thing death here is always just 60k. They capped it at that. Imagine if I was to lose 250k every time. That would be painful. Surely third time's the charm. Now that I've gone over the Phosani changes a little bit, hopefully I'm not going to yap as much and I'll just concentrate a bit more to get this KC. Let's see if we can get a new PB on the first run. We should be able to in theory because, I mean, a whole phase is cut out. Now, yes, they did adjust the Grandmaster speed time. I believe now it's 6 minutes or less, rather than 6.5 minutes. See, having had the husk spawn, we procced our Death Charge twice, And now going into the pillar section of P1, we're already back at 100% spec. Okay, these mushroom spores are out. Let's avoid those. Carefully make our way over to the other side, or the southeast pillar. This is unfortunate timing once again. Worked out okay that time. Now that you see me elder mauling at the start of each phase, you might question why I have the Dragon Claws, and I'm just saving that for the Enrage phase at the end. I think this change to Phosanis Nightmare is a long time coming. The fight has always felt like it just lasted a tad bit too long. As you can see in the clan chat broadcast, the clanmate is also doing Phosanis Nightmare, and they just got a new PB of 538. So a sub 6 seems like it's easily achievable. But yeah, don't get me wrong, the Phosanis fight is very fun. The boss is very fun in general. But the loot table is absolutely insane. And the fight does, or had felt like it dragged a little bit too long. But with this change, I'm excited to grind this boss again. Being an endgame Ironman, there's just not that many grinds left to do. But I'll definitely be coming to Phosanis Nightmare now. The clan actually did have a Phosanis Nightmare boss of the week pretty recently. But unfortunately, after the boss of the week was locked in for the clan, Jagex made that blog post announcing that they were going to potentially make changes to it, and it kind of killed the hype of that boss of the week zone. So here we are, just on the last phase right before the Enrage phase. Pacing of it feels pretty good so far. Let's make sure death charge. I actually messed up a little bit there. I didn't get the death charge off for the first husk, but our spec is looking good. Honestly, I don't think my inventory setup's like really good, because I kind of threw this together after I pulled the mace and I just really wanted to use it. But realistically, I don't know. Okay, a little sketch here. We're stuck on the husk. Think we should be fine though? We are. Okay, so this is the part where I use my claws, even though I Elder Maul spec every phase prior. We actually nearly get a max hit there. The claws almost got the job done themselves. One scythe swing, and what do we get on our first KC back? 17 bass. Now, because I'm actually bad at the game, I got a 720, so that was not even a new PB. Error 404, PB not found. Now, before anybody questions why I bring the Inquisitor's Mace when I have a scythe, that's because I don't have a ham joint. Here we go, second KC, as we get more accustomed to the boss again. Hopefully, we actually get a new PB. Now, that's how you have to cope at Phosanis, man, you know? Like, you see any drop every 100 and something KC, and if you think about it that way, it's not as bad. But if you're looking at the drop rates, like, yeah, it takes this amount of KC to get this specific Inquisitor's piece specifically, like, that is cheeks. It's so far already going better than the previous KCs. I need to figure out how many switches I need to rip for the husk as well, actually. I think it might just be a 4-way, honestly. Well, something tells me this is not going to be a new PB. We definitely let one leak through, so let's safe up here. And this is probably slower than the first one, if I'm feeling like it is. No, actually 640. Wow. So that was 50 seconds faster than the PB we had prior to the update, because I believe our PB was around like 650 or 750 something. So no, that's actually over a minute then. We're crazy. Yeah, our previous PB was a 752, and we just got a 640, which is still pretty slow, because now the Grandmaster time is 6 minutes. But it is what it is. Don't plan on doing a massive Phosanis Nightmare grind right now, but we're going to go ahead and send, I don't know, like 5 more KC to get us to a nice even number. We previously did a massive grind at Phosanis, and we got up to 400 Phosanis Nightmare total, but since then I've done some here and there, and now we're at a random number. But we're going to put a stop at 410, and I'm sure we're going to do another grind sometime down the line. It's actually not good to move between pillars before you finish one, because then you're like making your thrall move around and changing targets. So I don't think I need to do a full switch for the husk, and I answered my question right there. I don't. How long have we not been divine potted? Probably the entire fight, actually. We probably just didn't pot at all in the beginning. Yeah, so unfortunately with the parasite, it seems like I'm gonna have to do a full switch. Well, bad example right now because we were already in our melee gear. But yeah, see right there, I forgot to equip the defender and I couldn't even one-shot it there, so that seems unfortunate. Either I need to get a ham join or live with the current situation. I think I just need to switch back to my initial setup. Yeah, I'll probably go back to using the Elder Maw for simplicity's sake, for both the parasites and the husks. I currently can't see half my monitor, courtesy of my cat. He has graciously decided to sit down, and now I can see again. I'm so out of practice on that, when the prayers swap. It's not ingrained in me, like it was when I was grinding the boss out. This is going terribly, but we're not dead yet, so that's good. This time my clicks aren't complete garbage, and we didn't let any leak through. It indeed was the big orange cat. Redemption's gonna go off, but we're okay. 532 blood runes and a 715. See, I think in the past, if I got a sub 8 minute, I would call it good. Now, even when the KC goes absolutely horrible and we're just eating everything, misclicking everything, we still get a 715. After a quick 3 KC, I've deduced that bringing the Inquisitor's Mace is giving me more trouble than it's worth it. So, dropped it. Now we're just going to Elder Maul the Husk and the Parasite, which is what we did to begin with. But I just really wanted to use the Mace at first, I guess. Yeah, we're just not going to talk about that one. So ever since I came back and I've been running through to Phosanis, I've seen this triangle sandwich on the floor, and it's got to be mine, right? But like I said, I haven't been to Phosanis in a super long time, so I don't even know when this was. And how is it still on the ground? Well, I guess there's one way of finding out if this triangle sandwich is mine. I am an Ironman after all. Drop my angler? Okay, I just picked my angler back up. You're a group Ironman, so you can't take items that non-group members have dropped. Alright, so it's not my triangle sandwich after all. I thought it was, but I guess not. Wow, we absolutely destroyed that P1, it feels like. Our Elder Maw unfortunately missed. Actually, I think I can just use my scythe, which is 5 tick on the house, if I remember correctly. I think that's what I did in the past. Only the parasite do I need a crush weapon on. I don't remember much, but I do remember realizing that the dragon claws were stupidly inaccurate. And that if I went for an Elder Maw spec, it would actually make like more of a difference. Although I do have Burning Claws now, which I didn't in the past. I wonder if Burning Claws are a little bit better. Yeah, basically all the times where you would be normally Void Waker specking, I Elder Maw instead. And then I just saved the claw specs for Enrage phase. I swear like I had better average times that way. No, I really do want to get the Void Waker eventually, it's just a matter of when. Oh, chanced, I think. I don't know what the max hit is, but I'm eating up all the way, bro. I don't care. 154 soul runes for my efforts. KC 407. I think before I want to go on another serious Phosanis grind, I need to get a Void Waker as well as a ham joint. And I'm not sure which I hate more, doing clues or going into the wildy. So that's going to be a hard time for me. We're a few KC in now, and I think I'm getting reacquainted with the boss. I'm not clicking all over the place, panicking as much anymore. Although I can't say that it won't happen again. It probably will. But things are definitely going much smoother. Summon a Thrall, even just for this Enrage phase, you never know. We get ourselves a new PB, a 638, so beat our previous PB by 2 seconds. And we get 44 uncut rubies. Ooh, a new PB once again, 626. We're really getting into the flow of things now. I think that's a PB by 12 seconds there. And we get Sandfew serums. Always nice to see. This is the only way for us to get Sandfew serums because I'm sure as heck not making these. Yeah, the pacing of this fight feels so much better now. I can't stress that enough. Because honestly, in the past, You'd be doing this boss, you'd be wondering like, oh, this is about to be the last phase, right? And there's like, nope, one more phase. And that was just it. They removed one phase, and now the flow of it feels so much better. Oh, I'm dead. What are we gonna get? Adamant ore. Got ourselves a nice sub 7-minute time there. That was KC 410, which is where I said I would stop, but I don't know, I'll send a few more. I had to do a little bit of digging to check when my last drop was, and it was at 388. And that was when I pulled my first Nightmare staff. We can expect to get any drop, and by any drop I mean either Inquisitor pieces, the mace, the staff, or the orbs every 113 KC. So it's going to be a while until I can expect to get another drop, I think. But with the way drops work, I mean, technically we could get a drop next KC. You never know. Mithril ore. Last KC here. Surely on our way out we get something. Oh my, no way. No way. KC 412. Harmonized orb, just like that. Okay, I just had to watch back that clip I just recorded, but you know, icing on top of the cake, we got a new PB2, 544. Everything has worked out the way it should be, because I mentioned at KC 388, we got the Nightmare staff. So naturally, our next drop had to be the Harmonized orb. So I don't even know how this works. Do I just use the orb on the staff? Yes, I do. And if I'm not mistaken, you can definitely dismantle it so it's not like a one-time thing. But here we go. We got the Harmonized orb on an Ironman, no less. Anyways, that's going to wrap up the video. Definitely didn't expect a drop, but sometimes you just got to will and yap your way to one. The intentions today were simply to try out some Phosanis Nightmare post-update where they removed an entire phase. And in conclusion, the pacing of the boss feels much better now, and I think I'm going to enjoy the future grinds much more.